Good morning, everybody. 13 sports sessions today, 5 gold medals. Just give you a little bit of media coverage news. So Saturday's audience, the first Saturday audience, was the most watched Winter Games day since Sochi and double that of Beijing. That's FMNBC. So they're very happy indeed. And just to say that we also have a figure that the athletes posting have had in total from our research, 1 billion engagements from the athletes themselves, not from us, from their various different handles. I'm going to hand over to Luca, my colleague Luca, to do the introductions. Then obviously we have a full team. Please sort out your headphones and translation now, because there won't be time when the answers come. So Luca, over to you.
Grazie Marco, buongiorno a tutti, benvenuti. Nuovo daily press briefing. Oggi giornata che prevede l'assegnazione di 5 medaglie d'oro. Verranno disputate 9 discipline in 6 venue diverse di gara. Ieri giornata estremamente positiva, sono stati venduti oltre 62.000 biglietti. Anche in questo caso sono state disputate 9 discipline in 9 venue di gara diverse. C'è grande soddisfazione per come sta reagendo il pubblico e come sta reagendo l'organizzazione e l'accoglienza nelle venue. Un particolare orgoglio lato nostro come comitato organizzatore per i risultati ovviamente ottenuti dagli atleti e dalle atlete italiani nella giornata di ieri. Vi presento gli speaker oggi con me al tavolo. Lato comitato organizzatore Andrea Francisi, Chief Games Operation Officer, Christophe Duby, IOC Olympic Games Executive Director e Pierre Ducret, IOC Sport Director. Andrea, ti lascio la parola.
Buongiorno a tutti, benvenuti. Sono giornate per noi assolutamente importanti, ma lasciatemi dire fantastiche. Ovviamente stiamo vivendo con grandissimo entusiasmo tutto quello che sta succedendo nei territori coinvolti da questi meravigliosi giochi. È un entusiasmo che cresce non solo all'interno delle venue con una grande partecipazione di pubblico, come vi ha rappresentato Luca, ma che coinvolge tanti altri elementi che fanno parte dei giochi. Ieri abbiamo avuto modo di verificare la grande partecipazione all'Arco della Pace a Milano, così come grandissima partecipazione da parte di spettatori nei vari live site che sono stati attivati non solo a Milano ma in le altre città che ospitano i giochi. E oltre a questo abbiamo avuto un feedback estremamente positivo da parte dei partner, perché anche presso le loro attivazioni c'è stata una grandissima partecipazione, entusiasmo che ovviamente principalmente verifichiamo all'interno dei villaggi, che spesso noi viviamo solo ed esclusivamente come aspetti operation, ma in realtà sono le case di questi giochi, e quello che vediamo da parte degli atleti, che poi sono gli attori principali delle Olimpiadi, è una grande positività rispetto a tutto quello che riescono a trovare all'interno dei villaggi. Altro elemento che ci conforta sono le immagini che vengono trasmesse. Credo che sia chiaro a tutti la bellezza delle venue, ma soprattutto la bellezza dei paesaggi che riusciamo a offrire in tutte le venue, soprattutto ovviamente quelle di montagna. E poi, visto il grande successo che sta avendo la delegazione italiana, la delegazione azzurra, ci tengo a sottolineare un elemento molto importante, che è stata una delle grandi scelte che ha fatto il comitato organizzatore rispetto soprattutto alla definizione, alla costruzione dei field of play. Mi riferisco in particolare alle venue con il ghiaccio. Credo che sia sotto gli occhi di tutti il successo della pista dello speed skating. Come sapete è stata una grandissima sfida, perché è la prima volta che viene realizzata un'Olimpiade su una superficie così importante, ma una superficie temporanea, e il risultato si vede dal punto di vista sportivo, visto che si stanno realizzando dei record. Christophe.
Grazie Andrea. Do you mind if I go back to the opening ceremony? We, for quite a long time, have been speaking about the opening ceremony as one that has to work for the athletes. I'll go to numbers afterwards, but have you seen the comments from the athletes, especially those in the clusters? Outstanding. You know, the day after, I just saw Madame Goggia and then Madame Brignone commenting on the experience of a lifetime, and can I say that puts a smile on everybody's face, including you, I would hope, because demonstrating that this ceremony can work and can for the first time involve all athletes, including those up there in the mountains, is fantastic, and I really love the comments they made the day after. The ceremony worked from all standpoints, actually. I've got here some numbers, and it's 90%, 70 plus, 90%, 90%. Have enjoyed the opening ceremony, 90%. Most memorable Olympic Winter Games ceremony, over 70%. Inspired to follow the Milano Cortina, 90%. And finally, and for the Italian journalists, the pride of the ceremony is reflected in the fact that 90% of the audience said this was very Italian. It reflected the Italian spirit. So that was a great way to start on the Friday. Then we had a huge weekend of sport. Pierre will talk more eloquently about it, but it was quite something. And we had a mix of everything this weekend. We had, of course, the emotions, the medals, the joy. We also had the accident, the injuries, the thrills on one side and the chills on the other, the pleasure and the pain. Put it every way you want, but it was an incredible weekend of sport. And look at these images, right? This is incredibly spectacular. And allow me this comment as well. Any of the photographers in the room, any cameraman out there is doing an outstanding job. I think we've never seen sport at that level on TV or any other screen, so congratulations. From an operational standpoint, the system is stable. And you know, it really matters when on day 3, and this was today, the IOC president is able to say, no more coordination meetings. It's pretty rare that it happens day 3, and that allows everyone now to attend to what we're here for, which is sport. So congratulations for this team. That being said, it's not without problems, huh? Okay, we don't have any systemic issues. That is really important. Do we have problems here and there? Yes, absolutely. At VSAs, at PSAs, for you, the journalists, for us in the Olympic family, yes, we still have problems, but we have a team that is amazingly responsive. And when I say the team, is not only Milano Cortina, but it's also all the authorities that have to contribute to smooth operations. So to you, Miko, as a team, congratulations for everything you've done. And I'll be fully complete when I will have covered also the one thing that is really at the very center, which is the voice of the athletes. We had today an intervention from one of our Athletes Commission member. So, you know, you go through all the stakeholders around the room, and then come the athletes, and she said, I can only hear praises about not only the quality of the fields of play, but exactly that point that you saw in Anterselva, huge crowds. And she mentioned Nordic in particular, with spectators along the course. And that, I say, hat off to everyone. It's difficult to do in the Olympic Games context, and it works. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Christophe. And I should say that if you are interested, although those findings are on our, or will be on our website, so we can get the full research later on if you're interested. Okay, as ever, we will take any questions you have on whatever topic, but obviously, if you have an opportunity to speak to some of our key people here today, so if you want to start with those questions, that would be good, but I'm not stopping anything else. So yeah, lady in the front here, and then gentleman down there.
Thank you. Hi, Emma Smith, BBC Sport. There's been a few cases of athletes' medals breaking. Breezy Johnson, Alicia Liu, both for the USA, the gym and biathlon team. I was just wondering what you guys as the organisers are going to be doing about that, what the issue might be, and whether or not you're going to be replacing the medals that are broken for these athletes.
Thank you. I think that's probably a question for Andrea. Yeah, Andrea?
Grazie per la domanda. Siamo a conoscenza della situazione, abbiamo visto le immagini, ovviamente stiamo cercando di capire nel dettaglio se esiste un problema, ma ovviamente abbiamo massima attenzione a questa vicenda, essendo la medaglia il sogno degli atleti, e quindi vogliamo che ovviamente nel momento della consegna tutto sia assolutamente perfetto, perché lo riteniamo davvero il momento più importante, quindi ci stiamo assolutamente lavorando.
Sorry, I don't actually have the translation, so I couldn't. Would it be possible to have an answer in English? That's my fault, but would it be possible to have an answer in English?
Maybe we can give you an answer afterwards, save everyone hearing it again, if that's okay. Have you got a translation system there, or? Okay, can we? Has everyone got translation that needs it? Yeah, I think so. Okay, gentleman here, and we'll move slowly back. Yeah. My French colleague there.
Bonjour, merci Marc. Je vais poser ma question en français. Bruno Fraioli de sportbusiness.club. Concernant les billets, vous avez parlé des billets. Pouvez-vous nous faire un point aujourd'hui? Combien de billets vous avez vendus aujourd'hui sur l'ensemble des Jeux? Et par ailleurs, félicitations pour l'équipe d'Italie qui effectivement décroche beaucoup de médailles. C'est pas encore le cas de la France, ça va l'être. Et est-ce que vous avez aussi monté, comme à Paris, où on nous a confié qu'à Paris, on avait mis des disciplines où les Français pouvaient décrocher des médailles d'or au début, comme le rugby ou le VTT. Est-ce que vous aussi, vous avez fait en sorte pour mettre les plus grandes chances de médailles italiennes sur le début de la compétition, afin de faire monter la popularité auprès des Italiens? Merci.
Buongiorno, grazie per le domande. Allora, per quanto riguarda la biglietteria, come abbiamo detto prima, è davvero un grandissimo successo. Sono stati venduti, per dare un numero preciso, 127.000 biglietti nei primi 3 giorni di competizione, e invece il numero complessivo si aggira intorno al 1,2 milioni, quindi è un grande successo che ci permette di poter affermare che nella maggior parte dei casi abbiamo il tutto esaurito per le varie sessioni.
Okay, let's go back to Reuters there. Just Carlos in the front here.
There was a second question.
Which was for?
Which was for the disciplines at the start.
Yeah, so.
Scusi, pensavo... allora, per quanto riguarda il programma, no, non è stato fatto questo ragionamento. Ovviamente l'Italia ha il vantaggio di poter giocare in casa, ma non può avere ulteriori, chiamiamoli, favoritismi, quindi il programma è stato programmato esattamente come doveva essere, senza nessun cambiamento specifico.
Thank you, and apologies for cutting off that answer. Okay, let's go to Reuters, to Carlos.
Thank you, Carlos Groman from Reuters. A question for Andrea, a question for you, Mark. Andrea, how important is it that Italy has been successful at the very start of the Games? We've seen past Olympics, also Winter Olympics, where the hosts have struggled to shore up enthusiasm because of a lack of medals. So how important is it that the host has been collecting medals from the very start? And a question for you, Mark, because I probably won't get a chance again. President Trump called your invited athlete, Hunter Hess, a real loser. Is Hunter Hess a real loser? Thank you.
È importantissimo, ovviamente il successo degli atleti italiani, degli atleti azzurri contribuisce a far crescere l'interesse, ma come ho detto prima soprattutto l'entusiasmo nei confronti di questi meravigliosi giochi, quindi ovviamente più medaglie vinceremo e sono sicuro che più avremo successo con i nostri concittadini.
Thanks. Carlos, it won't surprise you to know that I'm not going to add to the should we call it discourse. I won't comment on the statement of the President of the United States, nor would I on another head of state either. I think USOC, USOPC have made a statement which is out with the media, and I think we join ourselves to that statement. I don't think I've got anything more to add at this stage. Okay, let's go FRZ.
Thanks, Mark. Sorry to follow up on Carlos' questions and try one more time, but it seems like the host of the upcoming Olympic Games is making the allegiance of athletes of his country to his political program the basis for his support or his allegiance, I suppose. I don't know the exact term, his support, let's say. Is that something that concerns the IOC? Because obviously this would seem to run somewhat contrary to the assumption of a neutral games and support for not only athletes from America in that case, the host country, but potentially athletes from all over the world. If you're not with Donald Trump on political standpoints, then he's not happy for you to compete, I suppose. That's how I read his message. Is that something that the IOC has to consider and in dealing with his administration? Thanks.
As I say, I'm not going to add to the discourse because I don't think it's very helpful to heat up any kind of discourse like that. What I will say is what I said the other day, that we have a very good, and not only us, but the USOPC have a very good working relationship with the administration, and that can only be a good thing for debate and discussion going forward and for delivering good games. And I think that relationship is always a key one in delivering games. But on this actual discussion, I don't have anything more to add. But I'm seeing Tariq, so maybe he wants to have another go.
Yeah, Tariq Pan from the New York Times. Question for the Italian organisers. In terms of athletes who are targeted in this way, this is the President of the United States who's called an American skier, I think, a loser. That brings a lot more focus on this particular athlete. When you have situations like this, does it change the security profile for an athlete like this who suddenly becomes, potentially targeted, suddenly a person in the news? Do you have to change what you were planning to do when things like this happen? And do you have contingencies for things like this? Thank you.
Tariq, I will pass it over, but I would say we don't talk about security issues in public, so I think it's very unlikely that Andrea...
Andrea, you can,
yes,
you
Andrea,
can ignore Mark if you like. It's okay.
Grazie per la domanda, ma in realtà ovviamente noi prestiamo attenzione a tutte quante le varie vicende, ma non ci sono situazioni che determinano necessità di ulteriori e particolari attenzioni. Abbiamo un sistema di sicurezza per tutti gli atleti, ai villaggi, nei loro trasferimenti e nelle venue, quindi il sistema, come è stato anche detto, è un sistema stabile, quindi non ha bisogno di ulteriori incrementi. Poi quello che noi vediamo, rispetto a quello che ho detto prima, nei villaggi il clima è assolutamente sereno e da parte degli atleti e di grande entusiasmo, quindi non c'è stato per il momento nessuna necessità di rivedere alcun piano.
Okay, let's go over if there's any questions on this side. Yeah. Deseret News, let's go to Salt Lake.
Mark, Lisa Roche from Deseret News, Salt Lake City, Utah. I'm wondering if, in a more general sense, to address the issues raised by the U.S. President, his attitude toward players that do not seem to support the views of his administration, I'm wondering if you have a larger message as the IOC, and perhaps Miko as well, to the fans in the world, in the US, but in the world in general, about mixing politics and sport. Should we all be rooting for all of the athletes to do well? And should we be looking at this event through a political lens in any way? Thank you so much.
In general, I think in general, clearly, I'm not going to tell spectators how or why they should consume the games. Obviously, the message of the opening ceremony that our president gave and that the president of Milano 2026 gave was that these games are about bringing people together in peaceful competition, people from very different backgrounds in peaceful competition, and that is something that people love about the Olympic Games from whatever background they come. So that would be my general comment, but I have nothing to add on this specific case at the moment. Yeah. Oh, Andrea, yes. I nearly forgot.
Grazie. Grazie. Allora, rispetto a quello che è il rapporto che noi abbiamo con gli atleti, il nostro compito, come ha detto Mark, citando il nostro Presidente, è quello di garantire la migliore esperienza. Noi ci preoccupiamo di questo, la migliore esperienza che deve essere vissuta nei villaggi e poi ovviamente nelle venue. Quindi noi cerchiamo di offrire il massimo con la nostra accoglienza per permettergli di poi poter avere la miglior performance sul field of play. Tutto il resto lo teniamo assolutamente fuori.
Andrew Costellum, Sports Illustrated. Buongiorno a tutti. I wanted to ask, I know we talked about this the other day, but I wanted to ask about the drone cameras, because the public seems to be more and more captivated by this as we go along. And so I wanted to also ask about the way that athletes are responding to this. And also, you mentioned the other day that there was measures taken to make sure that this wouldn't affect their performance. So I wanted to delve more into those measures, if you could.
Yes, thank you for the question. As we mentioned yesterday, I think obviously when you prepare the broadcasting of a competition like this, you spend quite a lot of time practicing, trying to test, including with some of the highest level athletes, to make sure that the distances are right, to make sure that the noise level is right, to make sure that there is the minimum level of disturbance. So that's something that we have worked at a lot to make sure that we can produce the images that you see, which we are very proud of and are really innovative when it comes to perceiving the action that we saw over the weekend, but making sure that it doesn't come in the way of performance. So it is an evolution, for sure. People are not used to see maybe the shadows on the field of play or to hear the noise. It's different, but the integration of the performance and this seems to us to be something we can absolutely manage and gives the result that we've seen over the weekend. So we're very happy with it.
And if you want a bit more detail on the kind of technical side of things, I think we have Yannis Exarchos, who's in charge of Olympic broadcasting, will be coming on the 18th of February, I think. Happy to talk to you about how that's kind of evolving, because it's an evolving technology still. Yeah, there was a gentleman at the back here who wanted to ask a question.
Thank you. Ian Axon from Reuters Television. On the Lindsey Vonn crash yesterday, I don't know who's best placed to answer, but first of all, did the rescue operation go as quickly and as smoothly as expected? And then it's ignited a debate as to whether athletes should be competing if they're injured. Are the IOC sort of satisfied that enough is being done to protect athletes from themselves?
Yeah, I think that's one for Pierre again. Pierre?
Yes, thank you for the question. First of all, obviously our thoughts are with the athlete and with this tough injury, but I think it's clear in the downhill we give athletes opportunities to train to make sure that they are able to go down the slope in the way that it should be for all the athletes. So that happened. She was able to train and made the choice with the excellent team that she has to take part. So from that point of view, I don't think we can, say that she should or shouldn't have participated. This decision was really hers and her team to take. She made the decision, and unfortunately it led to the injury, but I think it's really the way that the decision gets made for every athlete that participates to the downhill.
Can go as quickly as, I mean, you can answer, but I mean, they got there very quickly. But
yeah, I mean, maybe it's even for Andrea, but I think for Lindsey Vonn, as for all the athletes that had falls on that day, I think we could be very happy with the level of response and how the situation was handled.
Yeah, I think that.
Sì, grazie. Allora, ovviamente come comitato organizzatore, prima di tutto ci uniamo anche noi all'abbraccio nei confronti dell'atleta e del momento che ovviamente sta vivendo. Per quanto riguarda le operazioni, abbiamo assolutamente rispettato quello che è il protocollo in queste situazioni. Credo che questo sia stato visibile a tutti, e quindi noi abbiamo per ogni disciplina un piano previsto per la tutela e la salute degli atleti, che ovviamente di nuovo è uno degli elementi centrali delle nostre attività.
Okay, I think it's going to be short and sweet today. We have a question from our games spread out in the mountains. So, yeah, please. Here first. Gentleman here, and then, yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Mark. Federica Veni from La Repubblica. I think this is best place for Andrea. You spoke broadly about the ticket sales over the last few days, but she asked, do you have any numbers specifically for tickets sold at the ICE venues?
Sì, ovviamente esistono dei numeri precisi per ogni venue e soprattutto per ogni sessione. Innanzitutto colgo l'occasione per correggermi, se no i miei colleghi della comunicazione mi rimproveranno. Per le prossime settimane i 127.000 biglietti sono riferiti ai primi 2 giorni di competizione. Comunque sì, abbiamo un dettaglio analitico, ripeto, venue per venue, sessione per sessione. Per quanto riguarda le venue di Milano e del ghiaccio, abbiamo queste informazioni, ma quello che possiamo condividere è che abbiamo sostanzialmente in quasi tutte le sessioni lo stadio completamente esaurito.
Okay, I think we're going to do final question here, yeah.
Philip Barker, this is actually on behalf of the cricketer, looking ahead to LA28 on the day that Italy play in the T20 for the first time. Pierre, it's for you. The T20 qualification process, where are we on that? Because we've been promised that that will be announced, and I've seen nothing on ICC, nothing, what's happening with the qualification process for cricket in 2028? And where are we, please?
Yes, thank you. That's a change from the discussions of today. But as you've seen, we validated already a number of qualification systems at the end of the year. We validated a few more during the executive board in Milano, and there's a few more still to come. We have time until June, so we are working with all of the international federation to make sure the systems are following the due process. They are meeting all the criteria, so there's nothing to be worried about. It's just that we have to do all of the qualification system by June. So it's just a matter of time for this particular qualification system to be approved, but we are actively discussing with the federation.
Thank you very much, Philip. We always have time for questions on cricket at the Winter Games, so thank you very much for that. Yeah, I think there's a final question at the back there. No? Okay, we're done. Thank you very much. We have a surprise guest tomorrow. It's such a surprise, I don't even know who it is. So we will bring you one of our team tomorrow to discuss a particular issue. But thank you very much to the top table. Thank you very much, everybody.